Dear students, in this video we'll study about exemption from custom duty, the things which are exempted from custom duty. So the custom duty do not leviable in certain cases or do not applicable in certain cases, like no duty on pilfered goods. What do you mean by pilfered goods? That we'll see. It is said in section 13. Then reduced duty on damaged goods, section 22. Remission of duty on destroyed goods, section 23, subsection 1. No duty on relinquishment of title of the goods, which is said in section 23, subsection 2. So what do you mean by pilfered goods? Right? If any imported goods are pilfered after the unloading, therefore, but before the proper offer has made an order of clearance from home consumption or a deposit, thus importer shall not be liable to pay the duty leviable of such goods. So what do you mean by pilfer? Pilfer means to steal, especially in small quantities, petty theft. Okay. Therefore, the term does not include loss of total packaging. Right? Some small kind of theft has happened, right? And due to that small kind of theft, the chance is that there will be no duty on such kind of things. The reason behind this provision is that when the goods are under the control of importer, you should not require to pay duty on such goods. Like 13 with only pilferage, it does not deal with the loss or a destruction. Provision of section 13, if goods are pilfered after the order of clearance, in case of pilferage, only section 13. So there, duty will not be applicable on the goods on the small quantity. See, you have kept certain quantity, like there were some 300 quantities or 300 units, but you took that in the port, and while everything was done, every measures were taken, all the things were followed. But when again they were checking the goods, they found that there were only 250 goods. So there was a shortage of 50 goods. Somebody has done a theft, right? Some outsider might have done, or some other people, they have done a 50 goods of theft. In that case, you don't have to pay the duty of all the 300 goods, right? Because there has a theft happened, and now actually the goods are existing. How many goods? There are 250 goods, right? Or quantity. So such type of things on that particular goods, we call it as no duty on pilfered goods. So that is a small quantity of a theft done at a certain place. Now, remission of duty on goods lost or destroyed, which is said in section 23, subsection 1. So if the goods are lost or destroyed, right, you don't have to pay any kind of a duty on it, right? The custom and import goods have been lost or destroyed at any time before clearance for home consumption, the concerned officer shall remit the duty on such goods, right? If the goods are destroyed or the goods are being or the goods are lost, right? Somebody has taken or lost or destroyed, which is said as per section 23, subsection 1. The officer will check the all things, and then he will give the notice that he is not liable, or he will remit the duty. Whatever duty the people they have collected, the officer has collected, he will give it back to the importer, because the goods are not like there with the person. It is destroyed. So what is the difference in pilferage of goods and loss of destruction? Pilfer means to steal, while loss is to destroy. That is the difference in pilfer and loss. And duty of the goods, duty is not all availed on such goods, which means the part whatever is theft. Like as I told you, out of 300 quintals or 300 quantity, 50 quantity theft has happened. On 50 quantities, you don't have to pay a custom duty. Remaining 250 has to pay a custom duty. But in case of the other part, the duty paid on the goods shall be remitted to the importer. Whatever duty has been paid, because totally the goods are lost, destructed, so duty will be remitted here. So where the pilfered goods are restored to the importer after pilferage, the importer becomes liable. Suppose 50 quantity were lost, so he paid a duty of 250 quantities. Later on, they found that 50 quantities. With the investigation, everything, they found the 50 quantities. Now the importer is again liable to pay the duty on 50. But in case of destruction of goods, the restoration of good is not possible, because already goods are destroyed. The restoration is not possible. So provision of section 13s are not applicable to the warehouse goods, while the provision of section 23 applies to warehouse goods also. Even it applies to warehouse goods also. Okay, so the importer goods must have been pilfered after the uploading, therefore, and before the proper officer has made an order. But here the importer goods shall have been lost or destroyed. So it has to be pilfered and it has to be lost or destroyed. So this is two cases where the custom duty will not be applicable or exempted. Next is right of relinquish the title of the goods. Sometimes the relinquishment of the title will happen. So what do we mean by that? The importer may be unwilling or unable to take a delivery of the goods due to one or more of the following reasons. He doesn't take the delivery of the goods. What is that? The goods may not be according to the specification. The goods may be damaged or deteriorated during the voyage, as such may not be useful to the importer. There might be a breach of the contract, and therefore the importer may be unwilling to take a delivery of the goods. Right? So in those all cases, the importer might not be required to take the goods, and all that those all goods will be lying at the port itself, and the exporter, he can request the importer, or he can send again some other goods, right, with the same specification, with again good kind of goods, or if there is a breach of contract, they can make again a fresh contract. But if there is any kind of things as per section 23 subsection 2, like if there is the goods not sent according to the specification, goods are damaged or destroyed due to the voyage or some other reasons, there might be some breach of the contract. So there, in these all cases, he will not take the delivery. So here also the importer is not liable, or he is particularly he don't have to pay the custom duty. Next is abatement of duty or damage or deteriorated goods. So when you find that if any goods are there which are being not proper, or those are damaged or deteriorated, now you have to calculate how much duty you need to pay. Okay, you don't have to pay entire amount of duty, custom duty. So the duty will be calculated on the damaged part will be removed, right, and the actual part what is existing, on that you have to pay a duty, right. Any importer or imported goods had been damaged or had deteriorated at any time before during the uploading of goods in India, there this section is applicable. Or any import of goods other than warehouse goods had been damaged at any time, so there also this section is applicable. And any warehouse goods have been damaged at the time before clearance of home consumption, so there also in these three section it is applicable. So how do you find this duty chargeable after abatement will be calculated? So to calculate this, duty on goods before damaged or deterioration into value of damaged or deteriorated goods divided by value of goods before damage divided by deterioration. Value of goods before damaged or deterioration. When you do this, you will get the amount of duty chargeable after abatement, right? Abatement. So abatement in the sense after having those all changes like damaged, deterioration, whatever things you are doing it, that is called as after abatement. Now let us see an example here. The value of the goods is 90,000, and after the damage, the value is not 90,000, it is 36,000. The duty on the goods before damage was 9,270 rupees. So how do you calculate the duty chargeable after abatement? Abatements means after the damage. Okay, so how do we calculate it? Duty on the goods before damage or deterioration. So how much it was? It was 9,270 rupees into value of damage or deterioration of goods. So value of the damage is, after damage, the value is 36,000. Multiply with 36,000 divided by value of goods before damage or deterioration. So that is 90,000 divided by 90,000. So we are going to get 3,708 rupees. Okay, 3,708 rupees.